Okay, people. So today I am joined by Daniel V. Masciari.
Masciari.
God damn it.
Okay.
I thought I was close. I thought I might have one. Okay, well, Daniel, we're here because you've got a new film. Is it your feature debut? That's what I read.
Yep. Station at Home is my feature film debut. We've been working on it for, I think, 6 years. Well, at this point, it's 7 years, at this point in the process.
You're a bit slow, aren't you, Daniel?
A bit slow, yeah. I know. Who doesn't make a feature film in 2 months? But yeah, no, it's a labor of love. And yeah, I'm happy to talk about whatever you want, the inspiration, the making, the film itself, whatever you're curious about. But yeah, the film comes out on November 11th all across North America. We're finishing up our festival circuit in the United States, at least, and North America. So another 8 days, and then you can watch it. For those who are listening in the United Kingdom, hopefully soon. But for the time being, it'll be released on all digital platforms, cable platforms, satellite across North America on November 11th. So,
you know what? When I was reviewing it, I was just like, yeah, it's out. It's the 11th. It's not the 11th yet. My head's all over the spot. Oh shit! Yeah, I just realized it's
8 more days.
Yeah, what is the date? Is it the 4th?
It's the 4th where you are, right? It's the 3rd where I am.
Yes.
Well, you're up late or early? I don't know.
It is just gone 2 a.m.
Wow.
in Blighty right now.
Wow. Okay. Well, double appreciation for doing this at this time. How crazy is this, though? We're literally in instant communication, and we're across the Atlantic. I mean, man. Sometimes you got to tickle yourself.
Well, it's one of those things because people, they want to assign like the internet and technology for a lot of issues in the world.
Yeah.
Right? Like kids' screen time and violence and all of these things. But it's like with everything, you know what I mean? You can use a knife to cut your food and you can use it to shank someone. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's what you choose to do with the thing. And when used correctly, the internet can just connect you and open up so many different opportunities to connect and talk with people.
100%.
And that's the beauty of it.
That's why I think it's important that people pinch themselves every now and then and say, this is crazy. Like, we're able to communicate this quickly. You could do anything from your iPhone or, Android or whatever people have. It's just like, I mean, the technology is truly it can be a magical thing. It could also be a horrible thing, but it's up to us essentially. So.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's like, you can watch movies and stuff on your friggin' phone, which is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not total advocate of that, but hey,
I know the screen is so fucking small. I don't know how people do it. I don't even like watching movies on a plane because it's so friggin' small. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. No, and if I think too, like theaters, they need to stop saying to people that this is like just a different, like this is, it's not an equivalent. It's like a different experience. Like if you're watching a movie in a theater, you're basically getting a completely different experience. And
well, it's like listening to an album at home, and then going to see that person, that group, you know what I mean, perform live in your favorite venue.
Yep.
There is absolutely, it doesn't equate. It is a different thing. And I think that's the cinema.
100%. Yeah. And I don't know if you feel this way too, but when you go to the movies and people are walking in, they're getting their popcorn, etc., it's an occasion. And that word occasion comes to my mind because you know, that I think that's what we lose when we're watching things just from home or just listening to music at home and we're not going to concerts, etc. It's like we lose the sense of occasion. And I feel like
Yeah.
occasion is such a, I mean, could be an interesting idea for a story of some kind, but yeah, it's like occasion is such a great word, you know?
Well, it's that. And it's also kind of like you're stepping into a hive mind, right? Because
Mhm.
you get to have that shared experience. You know what I mean? Like there's certain films that I can just recall instantly. Like I just remember going to see Gladiator and The Matrix.
Mhm.
And those two films were very important because for me, right, because back in the day, you'd watch trailers and you'd look for info. It was when I say you'd look for information, I mean, you'd buy a film magazine, right? Because there wasn't shit on the internet, people. You buy
Yeah.
a film magazine and you'd look and be like, oh, this is coming, and oh, this is what it's saying, right? And you'd see all of this stuff and you'd watch these trailers. But on both occasions, a friend called me up and was like, you want to go to the cinema? And I'm like, oh, what's out? I have no clue. And they're like, oh, well, there's this film called The Matrix. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck that is, but fuck it. I ain't doing anything. Let's go. So just watching them, and you just see that beginning bit and Trinity like go, and everyone else is like, wow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then in Gladiator, the beginning bit, like Gladiator just on a whole is incredible.
Yeah.
But that beginning bit when they're in Germany and the arrows all go flying and it's just that havoc of war. You're just in awe.
Mhm. And the sound too, right? In the
Oh my God. The sound design on both films is
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah, and I think too, going to the theater, it's as important to get the best sound. You know, it's not just the big
For
picture;
sure.
it's also the sound.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
can have a good sound system at home, right? You can have all the speakers and everything like that, but it still ain't gonna be the cinema,
no, not at
right?
all. No,
But the thing with seeing those two films was I hadn't seen any trailers, right? I hadn't seen anything. And so you were just caught.
hmm
You're transfixed because you know nothing's been spoiled for you. So from that point onwards, I stopped fucking with trailers,
yeah, yeah.
right?
You
And
go in blind.
oh man, I go in blind every time. So
Yep.
my sight is bullshit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I just saw the. I don't know. I don't know if you saw the new P.T. Anderson film, One Battle After Another, but I didn't see any trailer. I didn't read anything. I just knew it was P.T. Anderson, and I'm like, okay, let's go see it. And it's so great seeing something without
Mm.
knowing a thing, because then you don't go in with any expectations, and you can just enjoy the flow.
Well,
So
yeah, because I for ages I'd just been bemusing like what the fuck these trailers were doing
yeah,
because they would give you the impression a film might be a comedy and it's not, right? Or it is a comedy, but all the best jokes are in the fucking trailer,
right.
right? And it would missell films all over the place. It would give away the plot. The trailers are horrible,
Yeah,
right?
they're condensed films. They really,
Yeah.
they need to just be more like longer teasers, or some sort of
Mm.
like their own experience, right? Like, I love a
Yeah.
good. Don't get me wrong, I love a good trailer, but I don't
We
want them.
don't see a lot of them.
Yeah,
We really because do you remember the film Us, the Jordan Peele
yeah,
one?
yeah, yeah,
Now I hadn't seen the trailer, right? So I went in and I was just blown away by that. I had no clue
yeah.
what the fuck it was, right? But then when I'm, putting the web page together for an episode and all of that, I'm getting all the information. So I get the trailer and I just was like, I was doing something, so the trailer was running, and then I look at the trailer. And there's a bit in the trailer, and the girl goes up to the mirror and she's looking in the mirror. and it's getting kind of tense and the music and everything. And I'm just like, it doesn't show you the other version in the mirror, but it's leading you almost to the gate, right? It's taking you on that thought process. And I'm just like, yo, you're spoiling the fucking film.
Right. Yeah.
Right?
It's been a
You're
while since I've
giving
seen that film,
things
but yeah.
away.
Yeah. No, for sure. Yeah. Trailers really shouldn't do that. I mean, they should just be like a trailer really should be like a little sneak peek. Here's, if you're gonna eat a meal, here's like a little appetizer, here's a little taste.
Yeah, it's an amuse bouche, right? It's a prologue to the world you will be stepping into, but it doesn't necessarily have to give you the characters of that world.
No.
Just paint a picture, give us a canvas, and that's it.
Yeah.
But the thing that blew my mind, right, was finding out a lot of the times the director doesn't get to cut his own trailer. They give it to another company. Yeah. Which is just like, what the fuck, right? This company has no clue what the fuck the film is, right? They haven't got the script. They just got footage, and it's like, cut a trailer. And that's bonkers.
Yeah.
Let the director at least do a trailer.
Yeah. To my own horn, I don't know if you saw my trailer, but I cut that. Basically, I showed it to my team, but yeah. No, I actually enjoyed it because we could like play with like, okay, give a little thing here, a little thing here, bring this sort of mood and kind of give a sense of the mood a bit. But yeah, no, it's like, yeah, you don't want it to be just like, because I think two audiences are smart. Like we're audience members, like we're people that can see what's going on in someone's marketing brain. It's like, you don't want the trailer to be so disingenuous that you start judging the film for not being what the trailer was, or, something like that. And vice versa. You don't want people to not go see the film because the trailer, like, gave everything away. It's like, so yeah, I think it's important. Yeah. To like have, the people who worked on the film have a say in, how are people going to get this sort of appetizer? So yeah, I agree with you on that. For sure.
Yeah, like, because there's a lot of talk at the moment of, actors, actresses not being the draw to the cinema like they used to be. I kind of think that's bullshit, right? Because I kind of feel the thing that is the issue is the marketing of those films, right? Like Tron. I thought Tron was great. I really enjoyed the fuck out of Tron Ares. But you see all of these people saying, oh, it's 1 star, it's terrible. It's like, I thought we get a full story. I get it's a clear continuation of the world, but it's not just kind of a retread. It's not Highlander 3. You know what I mean? It was different, but enjoyable. But the marketing for it was kind of bullshit.
And I haven't seen it, but yeah, no. What about the trailer was?
I did see. I saw kind of clips of the trailer and stuff, but they're kind of like, I mean, they're showing Leto's character, and they're kind of making it more about that than everything else. Now, I would have just kind of done something real obscure. Like, you know what I mean? Do that beach ball loading thing and then be like, Tron rebooting.
Right.
That's it. That's it. Nothing else. Like, welcome back to the grid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Simple. Nothing.
I gotta see that. I haven't seen that. Tron, it's called?
Yeah, Tron Ares. It's the 3rd film in the series, but it's been like the Tron Legacy dropped in, I think it's 2010. So it's been a while.
Okay.
Right? It's been a while from that one, but I thought it was the best entry yet. of the
Mhm.
series. I thought it's real interesting. And, you know, a lot of people are trying to do like the new Star Wars, the new, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Create that world, create a cool weapon, right? Create this thing. And Tron has it all.
Mhm.
But it's just, you gotta tell the story. You gotta tease people with what this is, entice them to the grid, you
Mhm.
know?
Mhm.
And
Without
then
giving everything away. Right.
exactly,
Yeah. Yeah.
exactly, because it is a complete story. It
Yeah.
is it's all there. And you know, it has an ending, but there is then this possibility for more within all of that.
Mhm. Mhm.
You know what I mean? So it's easy to you can easily continue. You can tell more stories now within it because this certain thing was solved, right? But it's kind of like we still get something complete.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'll have to check out that film. Um, but yeah. Is it still out in the UK or what, like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know anything about
It's only really just it opened like 2 weeks ago, I think, maybe three, but
it.
not that
Okay.
long ago.
Yeah. Yeah, the last film I saw was that P.T. Anderson film in the theater. Um,
Mm,
I definitely recommend that.
okay. Yeah, it hasn't come over here yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of weird because I remember back in the day, they like a film used to drop in the States and then we get it maybe 6 months, 8 months, sometimes a year later.
Wow. Yeah.
And then they kind of changed it. And so we're seeing more things open simultaneously.
Mhm.
But all of a sudden, we're getting things that are opening like months ahead of time
Yeah.
in the States. And it's kind of, it's an odd one. It's odd.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, I guess it just has to do with, they're, they want to get this territory first, right? And then they get the marketing benefit of that, and then they move on to the next.
Mm.
I don't know. Sure, there's always some strategy there.
Yeah, it just does open up pirating.
Oh yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah, that's for sure. Yeah,
Oh
and then,
man.
yeah, sometimes it's like out. What do you think about films that are like both in theater and on VOD at the same time?
I think it's a good thing,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because this is the thing, right? I'm like, there's a lot of people that can't make it to the cinema, right? Whether it's be like they're ill, they've got kids, you know, babysitters. Because back in the day, the cinema was the cheap date, right? It was very inexpensive to go to
Yeah.
the cinema. Now you need to, you know, auction off a lung, a kidney to be able to go. It's
Yeah.
insanity,
Yeah, it's
you
like you're
know?
spending if you want a popcorn and, a drink and a ticket, that's 35 US dollars right there,
Yeah.
which is,
So if you're taking a family,
yeah, you're spending 150 bucks.
yeah,
Yeah.
which is bonkers.
Yeah.
So giving people the option of where they can watch a film, I think is great.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's taking away from people going to the cinema because, as we were talking earlier, it's an experience,
For
right?
sure.
And there's something about going to the cinema.
Yeah.
It's like going to a gig. You know what I mean? You're kind of like, man, I'm gonna go see this in the cinema. This is gonna be great,
Yeah.
right? And it's just about elevating that experience for people.
Yep.
Like people like Draft House, you know, we got the Everyman over here. They're giving you the opportunity to order drinks and food from your seat, so you don't even have to move, which you can definitely see the benefit of that, right? Obviously, there's people that be like, "Ah, you don't want people walking in with shit,
Right.
obscuring your view and all." So there's ups and downs to it, but it's a different thing. You know what I mean? It's giving people that different USP to come to the cinema.
Mhm.
And it's
Mhm.
like, I used to work at a cinema, and when I first started, they used to be like, "Yo, give people free warnings before you kick them out." I was just, but we were giving out like 100 comp tickets a week, if not
Yep.
more. Because people get pissed off with people running around talking on their phones and all of this.
Yeah.
Yo, I then just changed all of that shit. And I was like, if you misbehave, you're out.
Yeah.
There's no warnings.
We need more people.
Know how you're meant to behave in public.
Yeah. Well, we need more people like that. Yeah. No, it's like, especially, no, it disturbs everyone.
Exactly. Yeah. And we weren't giving out any more comp tickets.
Yep.
No more, because no one's experience was fucked up.
Right.
And so I got people to, you know what I mean? Like staff, you went to a screen every 15 minutes, right? Making sure, and you know what I mean? You make yourself visible, but don't, you know what I mean? Come in and disturb, but make yourself, so if someone's got something to say, they know they can come and hit you up. Right.
Yeah.
But then people can see you there, so they know they need to be on their P's and Q's.
Yep.
Right. And it's just like, it just stopped all the bullshit. And that's what you need to do, because I'm like, if I'm paying all of this money, give me a good experience.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just like, instead of moaning that something's gonna be on streaming on VODs, up your game, right? Up your game, and people will come. If they know they can go to a spot and there's gonna be no trouble, people will come all the time. Right? Just do a day, you know what I mean? That's cheap tickets, or you know what I mean? Like at a certain time, tickets.
Because all it takes is one going to the theater, and then you want to go another 3 times, say, to remind you of the fact that it is a different experience, and there's something about it that is, you know, there's that feeling of walking out of the theater and talking with your friend about the movie you just saw. You just had this experience with them. Yeah, it's just different. And then you have to drive home and all that, and thinking about it. Yeah, it's just something about that that's good. I mean, it's healthy, you know, to get out of your house every now and then if you can afford it. You know, if you don't have a family and it's too expensive, you know, it's So hopefully people go more and more. I don't know how it is in London, but are people going to the theaters a lot these days, or?
Yeah, I think people go, right? It's like, you know, there's different kind of things that you can do. Like I think with some mobile packages, you can get so many free tickets a year, and it's different things like that, right? So I think people are going, but it is expensive. So you're seeing people kind of cherry pick on the things that they might go to. You know? And that's what we're kind of seeing. Instead of, because the ability just to go watch everything isn't always there.
Unless you have some sort of movie pass or something like that, which can be really helpful.
I grabbed one of those because, you know, you get sent things, but not everything. So I'm just like, just to kind of pick up everything else, I grabbed myself an Odeon Unlimited pass. And so I can just, I think all you need to go is like, I think 3 times a month, and it's, you're covered, right? So I'm going like nearly every week, most of the times. You know what I mean?
And where, like, I'm not like that familiar with obviously London at all, but like, where in London are you? Is it like the East or?
Yeah, I'm in East London.
East London,
like near Greenwich, like Woolwich. So I've got a good few cinemas very close by, which is you know, kind of one of the reasons I, you know what I mean, bought in this area. And so I just, you know, go to the cinema whenever I want. And with the Odeon Pass, you can go see films that you might not have wanted to necessarily just take a punt on, right? Because it doesn't, you can go watch anything. And so there's things that I've gone and watched and was surprised by, and things that I've gone and watched and was like, yeah, I thought it would be shit, and it was. You know what I mean? But it's like,
you didn't really lose anything by doing that, right?
Yeah, but it's just kind of like, you know, when you're doing this, you want to talk about a range of things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And there's sometimes you know, for the most point, there's always something you can pick out of, you know, a film that you'll be like, that was good, right? That
Mhm.
bit, I enjoyed that bit, right? So there's always something to
For
say,
sure.
you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there's, like, films that I never would think are my kind of films, but there's something in it where I'm like, "Okay, I love the way that I love that character," or
Mm,
"I love that moment," or something like that. Yeah, it's good
yeah.
to watch things that you're not, um, used to watching or is, like, your preference, you know? I 100% agree.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. I mean, what was, you know, what's been your kind of storytelling journey? Because I think that's an interesting thing which kind of has led you to making this film. So what were the things that you kind of gravitated to as a young Daniel watching
Yeah.
movies?
Yeah, I think, for me, I'm always just fascinated by I get inspired by things in life where it's like a location or a person or a character or like it's sort of like you feel like you're in a like a alternate reality that you didn't even plan for and you're like, wait, that character and that location, there's something there, and
Mm,
there's a whole story there that you want to go into. um,
yeah.
and so with this film, I was actually on a bus. I was on a bus from New York City to upstate New York, Ithaca, New York, and we stopped in Binghamton. And Binghamton uh, is this city that's like, maybe 3 hours north of New York City. And it was a cold winter night. We were on a bus, and I stepped out, stretched my legs, and I saw this old abandoned train station. And there was
Nice.
something about just the music I was listening to. I was listening to Dusk by Duke Ellington. And
Oh,
and so there's
nice.
something about that music with the location. It was this, it's not so much an abandoned city, it's more like a forgotten city. It's sort of like
Mm,
stuck in time, so to speak. And something about that mood of that city just sort of gave me this feeling that I wanted to explore. And there was I had this image of this cab driver played by my friend Eric, who plays Ralph in the film. And there's just something about who is this cab driver alone in the city, waiting for the space station. I'm like, there's something beautiful about, space, but with this empty city. And it just, I don't know. I was just, that's the kind of thing that inspires me is like locations often. So, places that you might overlook, or people or characters you might overlook, or it could just be an idiosyncratic character,
mm,
someone in real life who is just um just a character. It's just people who you just go, oh, there's just something about them that makes you just want to see what's going on in their mind. And so
yeah.
that's the kind of thing that I'm inspired by, is characters and locations. And I'd say music also plays a part in that too.
So you kind of like those kind of, you're more drawn to those kind of slice of life films.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure, I'd say. I'm fascinated by the, as I like to say, the magic in the mundane.
Mm,
Those moments in life that you might overlook, but you're just like, there's something really beautiful about that, because film can really extend time and really play with time and moments that, through editing, that you might not remember in real life. So
yeah.
I like poetry in a way. I love poetry.
Yes, yeah. There's like, it's taking those moments and finding the magic in them,
Yeah.
right? From just a walk down the street, right?
Yeah.
What could be magical about that,
Yeah.
right? And it's because, man, and I've said this so many times, people are probably just sick of hearing it, but some of my favorite films, Linklaters before trilogy,
Yeah, I love those.
and
I love those
it's
films.
just, you know, Ethan Hawke and Julie Delpy just walking around a fucking city,
Yeah.
right? If you told, so right, so yo, I've got this great film, man. It's just these two people and they meet on the train and then they just walk around the city. It's so good. They're just like,
Yeah.
fuck off. I don't want to watch that. That sounds boring as fuck. You know what I mean? But it is. so fucking compelling.
Yeah.
Right? There's what's it? In Search of a Midnight Kiss.
I haven't
Love
seen
that
that.
film.
Haven't seen that.
It's so good. It's got oh shit. I think you know the that film Monster that was shot on the iPhone. No, it was made using a Mac. That was the big thing. It wasn't Alex Garland. It was Gareth Day. I think Gareth Edwards. Gareth Edwards made it, I believe. Or it might be Garland. I might be but it's one of those two made it, and it's so good. And I think it's Scoot McNeary. I think it's Scoot McNeary is in it, and he's in this In Search of a Midnight Kiss, and it's it's black and white, and they're just walking around a city on New Year's Eve, and it's just freaky. I just really like that film.
Well,
You know,
I'll
and
check
it's
that out.
yeah, it's different things like that I really enjoy. You know, there was a Sarah Polley film, My Life Without You, I think it was. And she's dying of cancer, and she's kind of making, like, I think she's I think she's pregnant, and so she's gonna be out, I think childbirth will kill her, kind of thing. And so she's making she's writing these letters to her daughter, and so she's got something to kind of remind her, and she can be at these big moments in her life, you know what I mean? And it's just such a really nice film, you know what I mean? So I just love those kind of films, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Have you seen Nebraska? It's a really good film.
I do think I have.
It's same director as Alexander Payne, I believe. He did The Holdovers. It's like nice.
It rings a bell. I feel I have seen it.
I feel it's one of those films that just sort of, you know, went into the zeitgeist, and people like talk about, like, oh, have you seen that? It's like it's it's another black and white film, Nebraska. It's just an overall just beautiful film, very gentle film, character driven film. So no, I agree with you. I love simple films as well. So
like, you know, Noah Baumbach. I do enjoy a Noah Baumbach film, like Squid and the Whale and
Marriage Story, right?
Yeah. Jesus Christ. Marriage Story was really good, but just hard to watch as well. It's like,
it's intense.
You know what I mean? You were getting these kind of traumatic waves hitting you, and you're seeing some of the arguments, and some of the lines are cutting, and just like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and I've never been married, but like, whoa, you know, people I know married are like, yeah, this kind of thing is really a scary thing to, you know, to witness, or have gotten divorced. It's like, yeah, it can be really intense, you know.
Yeah, like, it's when you see those people, right, those couples arguing in public in a way that you're just like, yo, this might not be a public thing, man. You might need to do this on your own at home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like, shit, I don't want to witness this, man. Oh man. Yeah, there's something about those kind of films, and it's like, you know, I'm watching Stations at home, and it's there's something about it that kind of feels like this throwback, right, to this old time of filmmaking, this kind of whimsical, like, nonsensical kind of storytelling that,
we were definitely
feels like a mismatch, but there's these threads that tie it all together.
Thank you. Yeah, no, it's we definitely wanted it to feel kind of like film noir-y, you know, with how we lit it, you know, in terms of the look at least. But, you know, at the end of the day, I think the the film is like the city of Binghamton really I wanted it to be a character that kind of held these strangers. Yeah, no, I was on a podcast a couple of days ago and someone used the word of melancholy, which that to me is a nice word to describe the mood of the film, because it's not quite sadness. It's more of like a, it's like a sadness, but it's not like a disappointment. It's more of like a hope. There's kind of a hope in there. At least for me.
Yeah, it's kind of like a forlorn hope, right?
Mhm.
It's like you're grasping at the thing that you'll never get,
Yeah.
right? It's like Charlie Brown trying to kick the ball. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And we have these characters and they're all kind of aspiring for something, right?
Mhm.
To like kind of pay homage to your mother, right? By seeing this occasion in the sky,
Mm.
like getting home to your daughter. You know what I mean? There's these things that people are hoping to do, and there's just this sense that they're not necessarily gonna do it.
Mhm.
But there is this lingering hope
Mhm.
that they're trying to keep alive. It's like when you're trying to keep a fire alive and it's dwindling down and you don't have anything flammable, but you're just like, oh, if I breathe, if I could keep it, I can keep it going, right?
Yeah.
And then it just feels like these characters are that, you know?
I appreciate that. Yeah, no, I love these actors, and these characters are again, these actors were muses of mine, actually. The sort of a fun backstory thing. I wrote this for 75% of the actors, wrote it for them.
Ah,
They were acting students at the Meisner technique,
right, right.
the actors workshop of Ithaca. And Eliza, who plays Elaine, in the hotel,
Mm.
she was the acting teacher for me. She was my acting teacher. And
Ah,
a bunch of the actors in the film that I wrote the parts for. So yeah, they were really inspiring to me. As I always thought, like, okay, who would these actors be if they didn't become actors? They
mm.
sort of took a left turn in life rather than a right turn. That to me was like sort of an inspiring idea to me, because I love, I mean, again, like film is so visual, right? You want to fall in love with the faces,
Yeah.
and so for me, that was just that chemistry between them, and them going on this like odyssey throughout Binghamton was sort of it was just a joy. I mean, we were really, the more I talk about it these days, I'm like, wow, that was a really bizarre time making this film. It was like being in like a different sort of you know register. Is like a different dimension, so to speak. I guess that's how making films should be to a certain extent. You're going into another world, right?
Mm.
So yeah, no, but anyways, I appreciate you saying so about those ideas of like trying to keep the flame alive. Yeah, there's like some hope. It's also Christmas Eve, so
Yeah.
I think that just that feeling of it's the end of the year, almost the beginning of a new one, but we're still wrestling with the
Yeah, it's like the time is ticking for you to achieve the things that you said you would at the start of the year, right? So
exactly.
it's just like, yo, I can still do it. I can still do it.
Yeah,
Kind of.
I got 5 hours, and we'll achieve those New Year's resolutions.
Yeah. I mean, like, if I was one of your buddies, though, Daniel, I might take offense at some of the things you wrote for me. Like, I envision you being in a strip club with your buddies, all grinding together. I'd be like, yo,
Well,
damn, what the fuck,
well,
man?
some of them were appreciative, believe it or not. But I won't say who. But no, it was yeah, no, they, everyone was open to doing some wild things. You know, and it is ultimately a gentle film. I knew we were making a gentle film. But yeah, there's I think the characters are in some ways were tamed by Ralph and his sort of. And again, I'm always hesitant to say too much before people have seen it, but whatever you want to talk about, like I honestly, between all the podcasts I've done, there've already been so many spoilers. It probably doesn't even matter. No, it's I just can't wait for people to see the film. I mean, again, it's like it's a different kind of film than what I think a lot of people are used to. It's gentle in a lot of ways, but it's also I think people kind of yearn for something that's like really calm in a lot of ways. Now, at least it's kind of films I like, and I think there's a lot of people out there that have been really enjoying that. At least from a lot of reviews we've gotten, that seems to be something that people are really drawn to. Is this sort of the ease? It's kind of, I wanted to make something that felt kind of like a blanket, so when you watch it, you're sort of taken care of, you're sort of cozy, so that was always the feeling.
Yeah, I think it kind of is like that odd Christmas present that you're given, and at first you're like, what? Huh? Like, what? Why are you giving me this? But then you kind of realize it's kind of grown on you. You're like, actually, I didn't know I needed this. This is, this is nice. I like this. And you pull me to, because it's just like some of the characters are odd, right? And you're just thinking, yo, what's the deal with fucking this guy? Right? But then you're just like, oh man, I hope they get to do the thing. Right? You're kind of championing them on. You're like, yo, do the thing, man. Get the thing. Get to the, you know what I mean? And you just find yourself like all of a sudden gravitating to this story, to these characters, to this narrative, which is always an interesting thing when something can do that for you. Because I just remember watching The Wire, and I watched it mad late, right? And everyone was always talking about The Wire and being this incredible thing. And I just remember watching the first episode and being like, I mean, it's well written, but I don't know. Like, McNeary seems like a dick. Like, I don't know about these people. And then I think, I don't know, it's like episode 3, and I'm just like, yo, why the fuck did you do that? Don't do that. Come on, man. Like, you need to shit. What's like, oh, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck? I'm like, suddenly I'm just in it.
Yeah.
And I don't know when it happened. I'm just in it. And it's just like
hypnosis. Yeah.
Yeah, like you're watching the film, and it's just like you at first you might think these are kind of odd characters, but then all of a sudden you're like, yo, my son, do your thing. Like,
Right.
Get it, you know?
And no, I agree. And it's like, yeah, I mean, I mean, again, it's like this idea of strangers, right? Like when you meet people in the world, like people can be really odd, like especially if they do some weird little thing. It's like, because we're used to being around our friends, we're used to being around our friends and our family. And so if you're meeting strangers, like they might do some weird, they might use a toothpick and just sort of like just kind of do this weird thing. You're like, but that's kind of interesting. Like, why are they doing it like that? And so I think, so I think for me, at least, I love those little quirks, and I don't want to lose those quirks, especially when we're meeting someone, like Ralph's, he collects things clearly. He holds on to things. So, it's like, it's always, I love in the theater, when he like takes that thing he finds on the side of the street and puts it into his cab, that like table desk thing, whatever it is. I love that moment because the audience is just all in on this, like, whoa, we're all actually doing this together. Like we're like what? We're like in this little world. So it's obviously it feels normal when you're writing it, and then when you like share it with the audience, you're like, oh wow, that's actually happening.
Like everyone does have their own distinct voice, which is nice, because sometimes you have like films and TV, and everyone talks the same.
Yeah.
It seems to think the same.
They all
And
have
it's just,
perfect jaws, tiny little noses, everything's very
yeah, and everyone speaks in these soliloquies and these long diatribes. And it's just like, I do not know a group of people that all do that same thing. Right? This is bonkers that all of these people talking. Like, I don't know if you'd ever get anything done if everyone's going on a half-hour diatribe. It's just like, yo, it's dinner time, and I don't think we've decided what film we're watching yet.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, it's very weird. So there's always, it's always nice when you watch something and everyone feels different.
I appreciate that. And again, like so many, I have to, give credit to a lot of my inspirations, filmmakers that have inspired me. I love Antonioni films. I love Jim Jarmusch films, films that Coen brothers, of course, films that like really love character, and like the odd parts of the people might be on the fringes of society, people who aren't necessarily the ones that are, everything's going right for them, but yet they still can laugh, and they still they have quirks, and they have goals, and they're people who you might look over in films, especially, I think, can just look over the everyday person, but for me, I find everyday life and everyday people to be so fascinating.
Well, how many, like, A-listers are there in life?
Yeah, that's a great
know what I mean? It's just like, when you kind of look at it all, because it's kind of like when you think about things like the NFL, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have all of these kids at university with the hope of making it. And I mean, it's only 1% do.
Yeah.
Which is bonkers, right? Because all of these other kids, and before, because it's only 2 years, a year since they've been allowed to actually make fucking money, which is bonkers. Because when you consider, I think it's like the Orange Bowl was the most watched event, right? And the revenue all of these universities were making off of these kids, but only 1% make it to the NFL. So all of the others have now got CTE for nothing.
For nothing. Yeah. No pension. No. Yeah. Didn't make a cent. Yeah.
So it's kind of like, these are the people, right? These are the majority.
Yeah.
So these are the actual characters you will be interacting with in life.
Yeah.
How many people are getting to the NFL?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. No,
So
for
it's
sure.
like, these are the people that you kind of see yourself in, that you can, gravitate with.
You can
Because
jive.
you're not all friggin', Tom Brady, right? You can't go, yo, yeah, I can see myself as Tom Brady. No, you can't, right? You don't get up at 5 in the morning and go run, and you don't do any of these things, right? So you are like, these 99% of other people that don't make it. So it's just like, I think these people are compelling to watch because they're more like you, right? They're more like your friends. So you can see the similarities, even if you don't necessarily want to see them. You'd be like, yo, these weirdos in the strip club, fuck, I was there last week. Damn it. You know what I mean? So it's just like, I think that's why these stories can speak to people, because it's just like, it feels like home.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, I love imperfect people. There's no such thing really as a perfect person. I think, we try and think there are, but AI can do that. You know, they can create what is perfection. But in everyday life, you know, that's where, you know, there's magic again. There's magic right, you know, to that person on the bus you're on the bus with who, you know, okay, I'll give you an example. I was on the bus a few years ago, and it was an empty bus, completely empty. And I had my suitcase and put it on the chair next to me, and the bus driver comes in and says, you can't put your suitcase on the chair next to you. And I'm like, why? And he's like, because it's not fair to all the other riders. And I'm like, that moment right there of that wacko bus driver, I'm like, that's a character right there. I love that moment, you know, where I'm like, what other people? There's nobody else here.
Yeah, the stickler to the rules, which I get, because it's irritating when you know, the bus is full and you think, oh, there's a seat, and then you realize someone's got their shit on it, and it's just like,
I wouldn't like that either. Yeah, but there's nobody there.
Yeah, when it's empty, it can kind of like, you know what I mean? You can put your bag there.
Right. But what's so funny about him is he didn't appear to be like, he followed the rules in the bus, but he was outside, you know, smoking. He was like he seemed like a rebellious person, but when he was on the bus as the driver, he's a type A personality, you know, just ready to go. So it's like those kinds of
Well, it's do as I say, not as I do. Right? You know, it's like when Ellen was telling everyone, I'm happy, I'm great, I love everyone. No, you don't, you crazy bitch. Like, you know what I mean? That's what it is.
Yeah, I mean, hey, you know, we're all, you know, we all do things in the opposite fashion of what we say we do.
Mhm.
Yeah, but no, I mean, I'm obsessed with those little moments in life where, you know, where people reveal something about themselves through a behavior that might be different than what they say. I love those little moments, you know, and those little character quirks, and all that. So yeah.
A bit like Ralph. You
Yeah.
know, driving and be like, no, I can't, I'm driving. And then it's just like, I mean, that was more than a sip, Ralph.
I mean, yeah, no, he's you know, enough peer pressure, I guess. That's, you know, his tragic flaw, right? He's a person. He's not, you know, he'll give in if needed, but yeah, he's, you know, he's an innocent, and I think that was fun to play with that, you know, when writing the script and also directing. It was playing with his, you know, how much can he bend, because he's sort of like a rock, you know what I mean? He's sort of like this, almost like a Buddha, and so you sort of have to, I wanted to see how could I push him a little bit this way, you know, and
Yeah. Well, he kind of felt like a permeable rock, you know what I mean? Because it's kind of like he wants to please everyone, right? So that's
he's a cab driver. That's his job, right?
he's got the incentive, right? Is like to get home for 5:47.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get home. I've got my alarm set. I'm gonna get home. I'm gonna look up, you know, for you, mum. But he then just lets everyone talk him into, Frank, do you want to do one more drive? And he feels beholden, right? He feels beholden to his boss because, as he said, he gave me a job when I really needed one. So it's kind of like, it doesn't take a lot to convince him to go along with your idea.
Yeah.
He just wants everyone to be happy and like him, and
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
You know, I love that you noticed that, because it's one of those little details, right? That, you know, when you're writing the script, those kind of come about, and you're just like, oh, that works nicely. So when someone points out that thing, like, no one really points that out. I love that, because it's one of those little hints at the backstory that give you a sense of how he relates to his work, and how he wants to please everyone, but he's also very loyal too.
Yeah.
You know, and so it's I think that's an interesting thing. Like if when someone they want to please, but they're also loyal, it's like, where's that line where you're actually getting taken advantage of, you know? And so, yeah, no, I love that you noticed that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's easy to take advantage of, and we see that, you know, because it's kind of like, yo, Frank, like, so Ralph, man, love you, Ralph, but it's just like, you don't, because you're not going, I'm gonna come with the money and handle all of that, right? It's just like, you know what I mean? The people are like, yo, man, respect, right? But not really.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you wouldn't be doing the things, right? Or you'd cover debts, you would handle your business, but there's no thought of that.
And I got to shout out to the actors, like, because someone saw the film. We did our Western New York premiere a couple weeks ago at the Buffalo International Film Festival, and one of the actors, she played Misty Monroe. She played the clerk, you know, at the convenience store. She like wanted to see it, and she's like, "Yeah, on the script, I never saw what I just saw in the theater." And I will say, I knew all along. It's the little nuanced moments of the actors.
Yeah.
You know, so here's an example, because it goes along with sort of what you were saying in that strip club when he takes the cash. But like before, and again, it's like, this is what good actors do, but it's like, I was so lucky to know them. Basically, like when they're getting invited into the strip club, and Harry, you know, he's like, what about Ralph? And before they walk in, or as they're walking into the strip club, he just kind of looks back, you know, indicates that he wants to, he's sort of torn, like he wants to help Ralph, but he's also like, well, I'm going into the strip club. It's like on paper, again, like on paper, it could read like he just walks into the strip club. Doesn't, but like a really good actor kind of is in that moment where he still feels like he's still connected with Ralph, but getting pulled away. It's like those little gestures, right? That make a simple moment feel real, even though on paper it might just look like, okay, he went in, like what happened there? It's like, but you feel that sort of warmth. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because that's the thing, right? You can have a line, and it's written down, and that's the line, but it's the nuances people add to it. It's that little pause, those hesitations, right? Those double takes, you know. It's just like, which then sell it, right? Which adds the character, adds the feeling, the personality to that line, and then elevates it. And I think that's the thing that a good actor can do. And it's not, you know what I mean? It's not anyone can do those things.
Exactly. And it goes back to the casting as well, right? Is someone else might do it, but I wouldn't believe their chemistry for some reason, right? So much of it is chemistry. And I always thought of like, you know, Ralph's played by Erik Bjarnar, and Harry's played by Darryle Johnson, another student of Eliza Vincourt, who's brilliant. And just them having dinner together at the diner, and, you know, having steaks at, you know, 10 p.m., whatever time it was, you know, that to me is just like that. They both capture this like blues sort of mentality, you know, this headspace. And I'm like, that chemistry between them, I can't put a word on it. It's just something about them. I'm like, it feels right, you know? So yeah, I think that it's all about chemistry, man, in my opinion.
It is, and I think it's funny, right? Because I've been seeing in recent days this thing with Mia Goth going around, right? She was in a film with Jacob Elledry, and she's like, oh, to build the chemistry, I was, you know, giving him ginger shots and vitamin C tablets, and I was doing all of this stuff. So then when we get to film, there's the chemistry. And it's just like, I mean, you can do all of that,
right?
Or you can just act,
right?
You can draw on experiences, and like because this is the thing, right? you don't always have to have gone through something to have empathy for the thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I've never been raped, but when you read it, when you see it in a film, when you see a news article, you're just like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It hits you, and you can think, like, because you just, what's the worst thing that's happened to me? Right? And you just think like, yo, I remember going through that. That's nothing on what those people have gone through. So
Right.
that's just great. That's horrific. And you feel that,
Mhm.
right? But you don't have to have experienced it, right? But you can draw on
Yeah.
things you know, conversations you've had, right? Things that have happened to you.
Yeah, and acting, it's often referred to as a emotional parallel.
Yeah.
So, even though I let's say I had to play someone who is like, I've never been in war, but let's say, I was
I mean, you could have volunteered though, Daniel.
I know.
Jeez.
I would be, my eyesight is absolutely horrible. I would be the worst in war. I would
You could be the cook, Daniel.
I could be.
No excuse.
But like, let's say I'm playing someone who their group leaves them, and they and they feel betrayed, and whatever. Clearly I haven't been in war with the way I'm talking about this, but basically but everyone knows what it's like to feel betrayed.
Yeah.
And so you draw on that moment in life where you've been betrayed. Maybe you change the experience a bit so that it fits that scene, but you can parallel that. So not that you have to have been in war to play a soldier, otherwise you couldn't have made Platoon, for example. Like, not all of them have been in war. That helped that Oliver Stone was. That helped a lot, right? So yeah, but you can draw on the emotion that is sort of there in the scene. And so
Exactly. And we've heard people talk about a whole myriad of different things. So it's, what do those things invoke in you when you hear about them?
Right.
You know what I mean? And then it's kind of like, you don't always have to play things in the way that you're always seeing them.
Right.
Right? Anger doesn't always have to be like, Daniel, why did you do that? I'm going to kill you, Daniel. It could just be like, I really wasn't impressed, Daniel.
Yeah.
I really wasn't impressed.
Yep.
So we will have a conversation, my friend.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can give it.
Or it could even be like, Daniel, I was really impressed. Like,
no
literally the opposite.
Come on.
Yeah. But right, subtext is one of the, I think you're getting at that, is that subtext is what it's all about. And I really think too, actors have subtext for their lines, for their moments. I think the subtext of a film is the mood of the film, and so I mean, there's so many, I don't know if you feel this way. I was talking about this on another podcast as well. It's like, there's some films where like, I've seen them 10 times. I can't tell you what happened, even though they're plot heavy films, yet I still remember them, like, in terms of the feeling they gave me. Like, I couldn't tell you all the plot points of the film, The Tenant by Roman Polanski. But I remember that feeling of the film, so there's, films like that where you remember how they left the impression on you in a really deep way, but you just, you don't remember exactly what happened.
Like, there's emotional weight that certain things carry. And you know what I mean? And you feel that, right? It kind of imprints itself on you. And so it's like, you find yourself ruminating on those things when you're leaving the screen, right? Those are the things that imprinted. It's not necessarily the full journey that characters have gone on, but it could be these moments, these little fragments of time and experience that really, just gravitate with you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's almost like the plot and the story are just serving this overall feeling,
Mm,
like you want to be left with that feeling. It's like music in a way. I don't
mm.
remember every beat in a certain song, but I remember I want to listen to it because I remember I felt great listening to it, So
Yeah,
similar to the film.
yeah. That I think that's always the thing, because it's just like, man, songs are like that window to a past experience,
Mm.
and you can listen to something, and you might not have thought about this thing that happened. I haven't thought about it in years, but listening to a song, suddenly you're back in that moment.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's just transported you back
It's like you
to
smell
that
something
time.
and it reminds you of your childhood, right?
Mm.
Music's yeah, I completely agree. It like can capture a moment in time.
Yeah, it's like an imprint, right?
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
musical imprint
Mhm.
into your history, and
Yes.
and that's the great thing, and films can do exactly that same thing.
I agree. Couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more.
Yeah, yeah, it's an interesting thing, and, like, have you ever thought about the things you make are doing that to a new generation?
I mean, it's since this is my first feature film, been working at it for years. I haven't had too much time to reflect yet, Kevin, but it's, but it's no, I think, I I have to say, like, and it sounds cheesy, but like I couldn't have done this without the people I worked with on this film. My
Mm,
producers, cinematographer Jackson Jarvis, who's a genius. These actors, Eliza, who producer and actor in the film. Um, no, I mean it really is like that's one of the most beautiful things about making a film is you're going on this journey with all these people who are on the same wavelength as you and they inform that wavelength. And so I hope the impact already has happened, to the people I worked with and the people who have seen the film through the festival circuit and private links and, who are watching it now. Um, but yeah, I mean, I definitely wanted to make a film that, you know, if I were to die, in 2 years, I'd be happy that that is going to exist.
mm.
So I didn't want to make something that I wouldn't be happy that I'd left. So, um, so yeah, it's, it's not to end on a morose note, but it's or to keep you as long as you want to hear. But basically, I feel like making a film is like a sacrifice in a lot of ways because you're sacrificing years of your life, and it has to be something that you really, you know, 60 years later in your life, you have to be happy that you left that behind. Um,
Well, yeah, and it's kind of this weird leap of faith, right?
mhm.
Because I don't think anyone sets out to make a bad film, but there are plenty of bad films, right? There are
Mhm.
plenty of films that make no sense. Or like I watched hmm, yeah, fuck it. I watched Begonia, right?
I haven't seen that yet. Don't give too much away to me.
Okay.
But
I
go for it, whatever.
No, no, no. But do you know the essence of the film?
I don't know anything. Like we were talking about earlier, I don't watch the trailers. I've seen like a screenshot, or like a still shot. You can say stuff, but
No,
don't.
no, no, no. Well, all I will say is no. All I will say is this, right? The the plot revolves around this thing, but the problem with that is in today's day and age, it's very simply solved.
Mm,
So it's kind of like you've got like I'm like how do we yeah, and it's just like I mean it's fucking simple. Like it's simple, right? Like it's not brain science to solve the thing.
mm. Well, I'll have
But
to see it.
you have this whole kind of like trying to do the fit, and it's just like, yo, Like I don't even, and I still know that you would just do this thing to solve the thing, right? And that's the problem at times,
Right.
that you have stories that I'm sure on paper sound great, and so you go on this journey, right, that takes, you know, several years to do. And even though you've got a great cast, cinematographer, wardrobe, just all of these elements, it doesn't always come together.
Mhm.
Sometimes it's oil and water. So when you've toiled for all this time, and you know what I mean, it's like putting a frigging Lego set together, right? And you've lost the instructions, and you're like, okay, right, I think it seems this piece must go here, and I feel this piece goes here, and you do it, and it's like, yeah, I've made it. It's a spaceship. Yes. Right. And that seems to be filmmaking, because it you know what I mean, like, you've shot all of this footage, but it's not until you're in the editing room that you can see the footage actually comes together.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And so it's just like, you could spend all that time and oh fuck, we needed to shoot that to tie that to that.
Right.
We didn't. Fuck.
Yeah.
And now it's winter, and this is a summer motherfucking film, so we can't just go out and Jesus Christ, what are we gonna do? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just like, you went on this journey, and it all came together.
I mean, again, I will say, you know, it's we were really prepared. And what I mean, so we shot this film in 15 days.
Yo.
And so so we um had this thing planned to I've been editing for like 10 years for my profession, to make my living. And so I
You had the
prepared
cheat code.
cheat
If
code.
I'd known that, this conversation would have been over in 5 fucking minutes. Jesus Christ, Daniel.
But basically,
God damn it.
but it was a combination of all the preparation Jackson and I did with the shot list and preparing it to a T. But also, again, the actors, they felt safe. Like they knew we'd get it, right?
Yeah.
So they could mess around. They knew we weren't doing some BS sort of over the shoulder shot that we might use. Everything we were shooting, it's almost like shooting, you know, like on film, you know, where the actors know that what you're shooting will likely be considered. It's not like we're going to shoot some shot. We're not doing, you know, dump truck shooting, so to speak. Nothing against that, because that works for some style of films. But for this film, we wanted a very, you know, kind of a classic cinematic sort of look to it and feel. So yeah, no, it was a combo of being prepared and also a lot of trust involved, and trust in the specificity of the characters and the tone of the story. So I had a lot of people just really supporting that vision, because it was a very fine line, this kind of gentle kind of quality.
Well, it definitely all came together, my friend. Yeah, you have a finished article that I think people will gravitate to.
Thank you,
Right?
Kevin.
There is a warm, inviting charm to it.
Thank you. It means
No
a lot.
worries, man. No worries at all, right? So, yeah, how can people see it when the 11th finally draws to?
So anywhere in 8 days, anywhere in North America at this point, you'll be able
Oh,
to watch.
God damn it. Like,
sorry, Kevin.
oh,
I'll
fuck
have to
you
ship
know what I
you a
mean?
DVD.
Selfish. Holding your treasure. Are you smug or something, Daniel?
Sorry, man. But anywhere in North America to start. I'm sure we'll have it in Europe and the UK at some point. But for now, November 11th, all over North America, cable, satellite, any digital platform, Apple TV, Prime, you can get it, you can buy it, and DVD as well. So I know a lot of people, are DVD aficionados. So maybe, we can talk about mailing you a DVD. So
Any special features?
not yet, not yet. But I definitely would love to do some of those at some point soon.
Oh man, you definitely should do a audio track, right? Of you and some of the cast talking about the film and the shots and all of that kind of thing.
Yeah,
That's always
no,
fun.
I'd love to do that. Yeah, that's something we're talking about as well. So
Nice.
yeah, version 2 of the DVD.
And when do you start a new journey, as it were?
Well, yeah, I talked to you more about this off screen, but basically, yeah, it's because it's early days, as they say in England, right? Early days, but I'm writing another movie right now, totally different film, but similar kinds of inspirations of characters and location, and yeah, it's early, but at some point off screen we could talk about that for sure. We should definitely stay in touch.
Nice. For sure, man. For
Yeah.
sure. I mean, yeah, definitely looking forward to the next creation. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
Yeah, it's always nice to see new voices
Thank
and
you.
people doing different things.
Yeah.
So yeah, congratulations on the film. And
Thank you.
like, yeah, I know these things are it's like a Damoclean sword hanging over you, but you got it done. You
Yeah.
got it done. It works. It vibes.
Thank
It
you.
does all the things. So I think people will enjoy Stationed at Home when it drops in North America.
Sorry. It will come to you soon.
And how can people keep a track of everything you're doing? Let them know how they can, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So you can go at least for the film, stationedathome.com. You can follow us on Instagram, same thing, Station at Home Film, Facebook, Instagram. Same with me, Daniel V Masciari at that's Daniel V Masciari on Instagram. And follow the film, stationedathome.com. So
Boom. People, all the links will be on the webpage. So make sure you go check it out. Mark the calendar, 11th of November. All your favorite VODs, you will be able to, wrap yourself in the warm, inviting story that is Stationed at Home. And go follow Daniel so you can find out what could be occurring next.
thank you,
Daniel, really appreciate you giving me your time today.
Appreciate
And
you.
give me the opportunity to watch your film, man.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
No worries, man. It's been fun conversating with you. So, hey, when you're ready to talk about new projects and all of that jazz, hey, come back for a new conversation.
Anytime. I'd love to. And hope you get some good sleep tonight too, because it's super late your time.
I don't know. What's the time? It's just coming up to 3:30.
Better get that coffee brewing for the morning.
It's all good, man. It was all well worth it.
Oh, it's great.
You know what I
Thank you,
mean?
man. Really, I'm super grateful Amy connected us. It's awesome. So
Yeah. No, Amy did good, man. Amy did good.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. All the best, and I'm sure people are definitely going to enjoy this one. So yeah, people, go check out Stationed at Home and give your props to the man, Daniel V. Casari. I nailed it, right?
Masciari.
Jesus.
Kasari sounds good
Christ.
though. From like Lebanon or something. Which
Damn it. Yeah, go follow that guy. Okay. All right. Daniel, thank you, man.
Thank you. Take
Enjoy
care.
the rest of your day.
Sleep well. You too. Bye-bye.
Peace.